Hello foodies, welcome back to another vegan and gluten-free recipe. At the time of filming this episode, we're about 2 weeks into the month of November. We just had daylight savings time end, which means that there's fewer and fewer daylight hours this time of year, and here in Minnesota, it's getting quite chilly outside. For all those reasons, I've been craving some simple and delicious comfort food, so I decided to make this cheesy veggie pizza. Before I dive into the details of this super simple pizza, I wanted to take a quick moment here to say thank you so much to all of you who watch my channel and subscribe to my channel, because I recently crossed 2,000 subscribers and that is just crazy to me. And now I promise we'll bring it back to this pizza recipe. There's just 5 ingredients going into this pizza. As I mentioned before, it's a very simple recipe. I honestly wasn't feeling like doing something too crazy because I just am running a little bit short on time, to be completely honest with you. So let's go through each of these ingredients one by one super quickly. First up, we have some vegan and gluten-free pizza crust. This is a brand that's sold in my local grocery store. If you don't have it available in yours, I'll link this down in the description box. So hopefully you can order some for yourself online. And yes, I know that this is pre-made pizza crust. I do aspire to make another pizza recipe episode where I actually make the crust myself. But for today's episode, I'm simply going with this store-bought variety. I'm also using this 14-ounce jar of traditional red pizza sauce, a handful of pitted green olives, this entire 8-ounce container of sliced white mushrooms, and finally some vegan cheese to sprinkle on top of the pizza. I'm using both the cheddar and mozzarella varieties of this Daiya brand vegan cheese. Now let's go through the 6 steps that I'll be following to make this pizza. I'm not following a recipe, I'm just doing this based on the ingredients that I have, and I'll be assembling everything right here. Since I'm not linking a recipe, I'll do my best to link all of the products that I'm using for this pizza so you can recreate it for yourself at home. For step number 1, I'm gonna prep the veggies, so I'll slice a handful of the green olives and I'm gonna wash and probably chop down all of the mushrooms in this container. For step number 2, I'm gonna use about half of the jar of the red pizza sauce and spread it over one of the pizza crusts. There's actually 2 crusts in here, but I'm actually gonna save the second crust for another day. Once the red sauce is spread evenly on the pizza crust, I'll move on to step number 3, which is to top off the pizza with the green olives, the mushrooms, and the Daiya vegan cheese shreds. For step number 4, I'll place the prepared pizza onto a lined baking sheet that's all ready to go over on my stovetop. I'll place the baking sheet into my oven and I'll bake the pizza for about 10 minutes at 410 degrees Fahrenheit. For step number 5, I'll remove the pizza from my oven and let it cool for another 10 minutes. And then for step number 6, the most fun step and the very last step, I'll cut the pizza, dish up a slice or 2 for myself, dig into it, and let you know what I think. We've covered everything you need to know about this pizza, so without further ado, let's get started by prepping the green olives and the mushrooms. I'm loving how this pizza is looking. I think if anything, if I could go back and change one thing, I actually think I would put more cheese on this. Honestly, I kind of like when the cheese is hiding everything that's like a topping on the pizza. First, let's get you a close-up. I sliced so many green olives and mushrooms that it was actually too much to pile all of them on top of this one pizza crust. So I'm actually gonna be making this pizza again, probably in the next couple of days, which is nice because now the veggie prep is all set for that second pizza. As for this one, I'm really happy with how the cheese melted and it looks like there's some nice browning on the chopped mushrooms. And I tried to get the sauce spread out pretty close to the edges, but also so that there's enough bare crust that you can actually pick up the pizza and not get a bunch of stuff all over your fingers. Gosh, I really do need one of those roller pizza cutters. They're so much more efficient than trying to use a knife, especially this one. This isn't really a heavy duty knife. I don't know about you, but it actually really bothers me when you order pizza and they've cut it into squares or rectangles. I'm like, no slice of pizza should have a 90-degree angle. Can we make that an official rule somewhere? So the crust got a nice light golden brown bake on it, and the bottom of the crust right here underneath all the toppings looks good. Here we go, time to try this cheesy, delicious, vegan, gluten-free pizza. I've never had this crust before and it's really good. I really don't know if a lot of people would guess that it's gluten-free. It's soft, it holds together really well, it's a thinner crust, but at the same time it's strong enough that it holds together and can bear the weight of all of the toppings that I put onto it. And when I bite into this crust, there's a nice crunch. So I feel like if you do bake the crust for the 10-minute recommended time that the box says, you'll get a nice soft crust underneath the toppings, but you will get a nice crunchy crust on the outside. For how little time this pizza took to put together, I'm really happy with the outcome. I'm also incredibly hungry right now because I decided to go for a long run before filming this episode. Suffice to say that most of this pizza, if not all of this, will be gone tonight. If you like this recipe and are looking for other ways to use Daiya vegan cheese, or honestly any other brand of vegan cheese, then I have 2 cheesy recipes linked for you at the end of this video. The first one is a cheesy stuffed mushroom recipe. It's actually one of my favorite dishes to make for Thanksgiving dinner, and that recipe utilizes the cheddar variety of the Daiya vegan cheese I used on this pizza. And the second recipe is vegan kumpir, otherwise known as Turkish baked potatoes, and that recipe utilizes the mozzarella variety of the Daiya vegan cheese that you saw for this pizza. If you made it all the way to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you thought of this vegan and gluten-free pizza. Also, feel free to leave any suggestions you have for me in the comments section if there's a recipe you'd like me to try out that I haven't featured on this channel before. And with that, take care, my lovely foodies, eat well, and I'll see you in the next episode on this channel. Bye!